when you see the ETF outflows, you're going to think, my God. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Da Vinci Jeremy. I'm in the pipe 5x5 here in Dubai. I hope you're doing well wherever you are, man. You know, honestly, yes, we're in the bear market, right? And we're probably going to see Bitcoin go lower, but who cares? You should be buying. That's what I'm doing, right? I'm buying, right? Now, if you don't want to buy, that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to. In fact, if you've done the research and you want to wait and you want to hold for, lower prices, that's totally up to you, right? It may not come, right? It may not come. Why? I'm not saying that it will. This is not going to happen for sure, but just keep in mind, gold and silver has hit record highs today. So what does that mean? Well, I mean, if you studied history, you know that means something. You know that means that the monetary system is coming to an end. You're like, what happened in 1980? Yeah. Well, did you notice how Paul Volcker raised interest rates all the way up to 30%? What's he doing right now? Oh, he's printing a bunch of money and lowering interest rates. That of a difference right there. Wow. If you don't know what's going on, if you can't really get this, there's no hope for you. There's no hope for you. And you know what? What's about to come and happen, if you don't really take the time and figure out what's happening, what I'm telling you is that the dollar is about to collapse, right? I don't know when. I pointed this out to AI, and AI can give you the best guess estimate is anywhere from a year to 5 years from now, right? Because it can't guess on human action, right? Can't. You guys could be dumb enough to hold a bunch of dollars. That's the possibility, right? It can't predict what you're going to do. So that's it. It can't predict what the people who are in control and people who are managing this system are going to do, right? But it can predict one thing. The odds are the people who are in control would like to print more money for a little bit while longer. So yeah, they're gonna try to figure out a way to make that happen, right? But the maximum they probably be able to extend this thing out is 5 years. Rolling this all back to Bitcoin. That's why I'm holding. That's why I'm buying. You do you. Good luck. All right. With that said, right? We got a good show for you guys, right? We're going to take a look at the ETF outflows, and also we're going to talk about the news and then go on to do TA on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. So once again, if you're interested in trading this, you could trade this at x.davincij15.com, where you can choose the exchange you want to trade at. Okay, with that said, let's move on to, let's go over the news and stuff like that. If we head over to, so if you scroll down, guys, right now, and you click on the like, right? Also subscribe. Really appreciate that. If you hit the subscribe, you can see a complete description. If you expand it out, I've written a nice description of today's video. And right, if you want to join the webinar, you can click on join.davincij15.com. It's gonna be a cool webinar, blueprint for Bitcoin. So check that out. And x.dj15.com if you're interested in trading. All right, so let's start off with today's first thing we're going to talk about is this could be you. This could be you, right? If you head over to and buy some Satoshis today, right? I mean, most people say, Bitcoin's too expensive. What am I supposed to do? Buy some Satoshis. They're really cheap. It's attached to Bitcoin. You just head over to satoshi15.com, right? And then links in the description. And then you can buy a small amount of Satoshis for $10, $100, and build up to 1 Bitcoin. In fact, right, you are here basically. Bitcoin's at 90K, right? And you don't Don't waste time wishing it was at 15K. No, or $100 or $1 or whatever, right? Instead, imagine Bitcoin is at $1 million and you woke up back at 2026 with a 10x pump ahead. That's what's coming. What's coming? Man, people, take advantage, right? Slowly buy in. This is why I created tSAT, so that you could slowly buy in. You can see your wealth build up in Satoshis, slowly, which makes you feel like, okay, well, you're gaining something because you see the numbers increase. You could always transfer it straight to Bitcoin. It's not a derivative. It's not it's a technology product based on the fact that you can actually secure Bitcoin so that no one can steal it from you, and you can transfer it no problem, right? So this way, if you take your tSATs and transfer it to Bitcoin, the tSATs disappear and the Bitcoin, shows up in your wallet. That's how it works, okay? And vice versa. Let's take a look at those outflows. Bitcoin price prediction. BTC holds 90K as 334 million ETF outflows raise one big question. Okay, what's that big question? Are we screwed? I guess Bitcoin trades near 97. Okay. What's it? Is renewed downside risk a possibility? Okay, yeah, it's a possibility. Yes. Bitcoin's okay, traded at 9. Okay, they'd like to repeat this, but barely changed on the day. But the calm on the surface hides the market under pressure, with 24-hour trading volume at 12 billion and the total market capitalization at 1.8 trillion. Price action has narrowed into one of the tightest ranges of the year. I don't know about that, but of I guess 2026, yeah. Yeah. The broader crypto market reflects hesitation. Total crypto market cap stands around 3.1 trillion, while volume have cooled around 44 billion. Yeah, people are just not here, right? People are fair weather friends when it comes to crypto, right? So it is what it is. And so, yeah, this is why, you head over to Satoshi15.com to get some sats, right? Doesn't matter, right? If the price is sliding down, I'm buying it, right? That's how I roll. All right, so let's take a look at those numbers, right? And yeah, it's tiny. All right, so much better. So let's scroll over. No, don't want to scroll over. Okay, we got to zoom back out. Much better. Wow, $400 million. Look at this, another 468 million. Oh my goodness, what a drawdown! Like Jesus, billions in negativity. Billions. Damn. This is like seriously all hands abandoned ship. Oh my God. And the prices are moving up. Damn. Wow. But hey, you know what? I understand why people are selling. If you're following the, the cycle, it just makes sense, right? To go and do that, right? If you want to go, if you're trying to collect more dollars, right? Sell your Bitcoin and get some dollars, and then hope and pray the dollar doesn't collapse, right? I don't have to hope and pray. I don't hope and pray. I don't do them things, right? You can, but I don't, right? I prefer to hold my Bitcoin. Okay. Okay, this is interesting, right? Because this shows that the crypto kidnapping spree in France is, canceled the NFT Paris, right? And the reason why this is happening is not because a whole bunch of that crime is just on the rise for no reason. It's on a rise for a reason. It's because one, the governments want that. That's number one, because then you can come cry to them and say, help me, help me. And last time I checked, anytime you voted somebody in to help you, it just got worse. Oh my gosh. It is a ridiculous situation, isn't it? When you talk about government. You're like, anytime somebody says, well, we got to vote in order to make change. Did you not do that many times already and then saw no change? Did you not realize a little pattern there? Oh my gosh. See, governments get what governments want. And they want this, okay? And how do I know that that's the case? Well, come to Dubai. Don't steal anything. Just come to Dubai, right? And find out, right? How things are. Now, it's not perfect. I get it. There's no such thing. But when you compare it to where you come from, right? It's 1,000x better. So leave it at that, right? So clearly, right, with all the debasement of the money supply, the governments want you to be in a lot of pain so that you can actually vote them into power to solve the problem that they actually created. Well, not them, but you know what I mean, right? Their friends did, of course, and they're just paid them to do that, right? And this is the cycle that we live in, right? It is what it is, right? And this is why Hitler came to power and stuff like that, because the banksters and stuff like that robbed everybody with the hyperinflation, and then Hitler blamed other people, right? This is how it works, right? And then most people bought it up because they didn't know what to believe, what to think anymore, and boom, that's where we're at. It is what it is. Okay, let's go on to the charts for today. Let's go down to the 4 hour, and we can see that. Wow, Bitcoin pumped itself up and failed. Yes, miserably. Look at this, tightening of the Bollinger Band. Say, yeah, we're going to tighten and explode higher. And how about no? I'm telling you, right? This is most likely coming back down. But remember what I said yesterday. Expect a little bit of explosion higher. Wouldn't be surprised if we get all the way up to 96 and then fail. So be ready for that, right? That explosive move. Right now, if I were to do technical analysis, technically, we should not continue. We should not go all the way to 96. We shouldn't. We should start moving our way down. Technically, right here, it will be short because a failed move equals a fast move in the opposite direction. But we didn't get that fast move in the opposite direction, unfortunately. Right? So I'm a little concerned about that. So other than that, it is still bearish, the situation here. There could be another pump up here. Technically, should only come up to around the 91, 92-ish area, maybe take out this wick to wipe you out. At worst case, right, the 92.5. But the way Bitcoin has been trading, I would not be surprised. So if you're interested in doing a short on this, because, hey, yeah, a lot of people are selling this, right? Just keep that in mind. This is a short-term trade, not a long-term trade. That doesn't mean I'm selling Bitcoin. I'm just short-term trading it. And then you take this all the way to a 2-to-1 within the range, I think you should be happy with the results if we come up here. Now you have to get stopped out if we break it all the way up here to these candle bodies up here. Then yeah, you just walk away because this thing could go all the way to 96, and it is what it is, right? You can't trade this any other way with all the crazy volatility that's happening in the Bitcoin market. You just can't. If we do break out, you just have to reset your trade right up to the 96, right? And then let it roll over, right? That's just how it is, right? Because you just can't be right on these things 100% of the time. It's just not possible. Unless you're a bank. Because you're cheating. All right. Looking at Ethereum at the lower time frames. Yeah, we're seeing the same thing, but again, this is bearish, right? This is not only bearish, we should be rolling down. We should be breaking down. The problem with that is, like I said, right? We don't know if the market could do a quick move, but with Ethereum, it's a less manipulated market than it is with Bitcoin. Not that much less, but it is less. And so looking at this, we can see that we've come back down below the resistance, the support line that was resistance back here, and now it's turned to support, and then it failed, and now it's turned to resistance. The odds of us breaking up above this is low. So technically, if you wanted to trade this, you can fairly trade this short right here, or just a little bit higher if you want. You short this a little bit higher. And your stop loss is right at the top of the wick there. So you can just go, hey, you know what? Where's that top of this wick here? There we go. And yeah, that's a 1.5%. That's pretty good. You might want to just, your entry price, it has to be a little bit higher than today's price because we could fluctuate a little bit. So you might as well capture that. And so there we have it, an entry point of 3,121.55 cents. Stop loss at 3,166 and 16 cents, and take profit at $33.24. Boom. Okay, final thing we're gonna do on Solana. Sorry, let's see here. There we go. Solana. Oof. See Solana. The Solana trade. Did we actually go all the way down? No, we didn't. As soon as we, but we did break to 50%. So you should always move your stops to break even. So this would have been a break even trade. And that's just the way it is, right? It was a nice trade. We were breaking down, and then yeah, okay, we're coming back. So I'm going to move my stop to break even and not take a loss on this. And there you go. It is what it is, right? And then of course, like clockwork, I didn't think it was coming back to the 44 and hitting the 44 level, which is the real target it should have hit earlier on, and it hits it now. You can't make this stuff up, man. Look at that. Oh my God, it hit the target. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Let's go to the hourly. Wow. Right on target. Damn. I mean, if you've been watching my videos, right, I was thinking, yeah, it's supposed to come all the way to the 44 level. Maybe it could go up to the 146, but I doubt it. This is the key. This is probably the level. Wow. Unbelievable. And then it's like plumps right back down. We're at least at the support level. This is looking a little different from the rest of them. We're at a support level that we're trying to hold here. You can see, and if we could hold that, maybe it could retest the 146, but unlikely. This was an FU move basically. And so we're going to probably break down, and yeah, you can probably, let's see here. It's a little bit too high of a risk though, but yeah, 3%. It is rough to take this one. I don't know. I would take it halfway then. And there you go. There's your stop loss entry and take profits. I'll just move this up a little bit so that the market, if it comes back into us, we can capture it at $140.33 if we're gonna get into any kind of trade, and then stop loss at 142.61, and take profits is clearly at the 135.77, as you can see here. So there we have it. That's the trades for today. Right? No guarantees from the management. It is what it is, right? Do your own research, decide if these trades are for you, because these are not something that you can trade, you can do on a daily basis, unless you just constantly write down exactly what trade you're doing and why you're doing it, and then seeing the percentage, because you'll see that as long as you can get a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, right, you can be on a winning streak. You could be, just as long as you're 51% right, I'm 51% right, or you're 51%, you can actually make money in the markets, but you don't have to be 100% right. Just have to be 51%. That's it. And if you can get 3-to-1 odds all the time, then you can be even less. You can be less than 40% right in order to make money in this market. So there you have it. That's the way you trade. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Sorry for the noise that was coming from other applications. Didn't realize that there was other noise, but hopefully it didn't disturb you too much. Or hopefully the editor actually cleared those noises, and I really appreciate that if you pulled that off. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.